In the middle of the saline mirror of Texcoco, where the eagle drove its talons into the serpent, there rose a city that should not have existed. Tenochtitlan, the Venice of the New World, a stone masterpiece born of silt and iron will. The empire of the fifth sun declares its majesty. In the shadow of the Great Pyramids, time was not measured in seconds, but in the pulse of the sacrificial stone. Here, gods demanded blood so the sun could rise again. Religion was the ultimate law, where every breath was a debt to the cosmos. Descend to the earth, breathe this air, a blend of lake freshness and the scent of 100,000 flowers. Beneath your feet lie perfectly paved causeways. No wheels, no horses, only the rhythmic whisper of canoes and the echo of footsteps on white limestone. A city of perfect order in a world of primal chaos. Life thrived on the chinampas, the floating gardens. Women whose beauty was immortalized in ancient codices. Turned maize into bread and cacao into sacred foam. At the markets of Tlatelolco, the roar of the crowd drowned out exotic birds. Here, cacao beans were worth more than gold, and featherwork was more precious than life. An economy built on precision, law, and honor. But above the market's din rose the palaces of the Pili, the nobility. In the gardens of Moctezuma, the elite tasted fruits from the ends of the earth. Their world was one of soft cotton silk, turquoise mosaics, and quiet whispers of empire beneath the shade of rare trees. In the halls of the Calmecac, the mind of the empire was forged. Here, young men memorized the dance of the planets and the wisdom of ancestors, learning that knowledge was the only bridge between man and eternity. When the peace was broken, they took to the streets. The jaguar warriors, the eagle warriors, living statues of obsidian and cotton. Their macuahuetls could decapitate a horse, and their fury knew no bounds. Legions created not just to kill, but to triumph over fear. The Aztec genius conquered the water. Great dikes held back the lake's wrath, while aqueducts carried life to the city's heart. They looked to the sky, calculating planetary cycles with terrifying precision. But the sky was already preparing an answer. A feathered star cut through the night. Fire consumed the temples without cause. The omens were clear. The era of the fifth sun was tilting toward its twilight. Fear soaked the city walls long before the first stranger stepped onto this shore. And then they arrived. Gods on strange beasts, encased in shining steel. What the Aztecs mistook for thunder was the death rattle of their world. Cannons tore through the flesh of ancient walls, turning architectural wonders into dust. The great agony began.
On guard.
Brother turned against brother as neighboring tribes rose against their masters. But Cortés did not come alone. Behind him stood thousands who for years had paid the Aztecs a tribute in blood. The Tlaxcalans and hundreds of other tribes saw in the strangers not gods, but a chance for vengeance. Spanish steel was merely the edge of a blade held by the hands of the indigenous peoples themselves. The great empire began to devour itself from within, as the wrath of the oppressed became the fuel for the fire. In the canals where gardens once bloomed, bodies now drifted. To the sound of weeping children and the roar of muskets, the great Venice of Mesoamerica sank into an abyss of fire. The last emperor fell, and the silence of smallpox finished what the steel could not. Today, Mexico City stands over the ruins of Tenochtitlan, but listen closely beneath the noise of the megacity. Deep under the asphalt, the heart of the empire still beats. We build with concrete, but we walk on the bones of gods. The fifth sun has set, so that we may remember. Nothing is eternal. Not even eternity.